Welcome everybody to the 10-7 show with Tara, Tyra, Goose, and myself.
What's up, y'all? How you doing?
We are back for yet another episode. We are live. If you're watching this on Sunday night, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, we are live.
Yeah.
We are live. So I'll tell you how live we are. Eagles just lost.
Nah.
Oh, they
Few
did.
minutes ago.
Oh,
They
come
just
on.
lost. That's how live we are right now.
Oh
Nah.
no, that's all.
But I hope you guys got your clock set. I hope you're not missing the show because you didn't have your clock set and you were looking for us an hour ago. No, we're here now because we got our clock set.
Yeah, you don't have your clock set by 7 o'clock. What you been doing?
You missed the whole day.
You probably gonna miss work tomorrow.
You might, and go ahead and use that excuse. I didn't have my clock set. See what happened. But look, I want to ask everybody how they been because that's how I like to start the show. So how y'all been?
Good, right? We're good.
Yeah, man.
No complaints.
It's like
We're here.
nothing special, just going on about our daily mundane lives.
My man.
Well, how about you?
I'm okay. Consider.
Are you okay?
I'm getting there. I just had a vacuum cleaner fall on my foot. So I'm in a little bit of pain right now, but I'm okay.
You'll be all right. Ice it down. You'll be
The
good.
show must go on.
Yep.
That's what they say.
Get on the good foot.
Okay. On the good foot. Thank God I'm sitting down.
Mm-hmm.
But as we start the show and we get back into the swing because we were not with you last week. We gave y'all a little break. I hope y'all were studying because we got
we didn't want y'all to have to pick between us and taking your kids trick or treating.
Exactly.
We're so hot.
We made it easy
disappointed.
for our listeners.
We know the kids would have been disappointed if they had to choose between us and them.
Exactly. Because 10-7 love the kids.
Right?
Of course.
But it's time for everybody's favorite part of the show, and y'all know what part of the show that is. Of course, it's the Would You Rather portion of the show, and it looks like Tyra already.
I'm ready
She's
to
like
go.
She's ready to go.
I'm ready to go. They're pretty silly, not in deep thought. I'm going to put a disclaimer out there particularly for you and Goose. Okay,
Right.
There is no in between. There is no.
There's always
No gray area.
There's gray area in everything. You just have
There's
to
no
look.
gray area in this. Okay, it's would you rather this or that. Okay, you can't make your own scenario.
Because you can't beat that.
Okay.
really bad. I'm sorry.
All right, so here we go. Would you rather have a guide dog or a guide parrot?
A guide dog.
What the hell are you gonna do with a guy parrot?
You can put it on your shoulder, and it could be like left, right.
Yeah,
Somebody's in front of you.
The guy
So
parrot
dig this.
talked to me.
You better hope that parrot listen for real, because you blind. How are you gonna find it?
It's going
It's
to
a
fly
parrot.
back to me. Put
Like
my
a
whole
homie.
hand out. What is it? Put my finger out.
I take a dog. Thank you.
I'm gonna do a dog. You're going with a dog.
I'm going with the parrot.
Really? Why?
Listen.
You know how dirty birds
Listen.
are?
Dig this. The young boy on Dumb and Dumber. Pretty bird.
And it was
pretty
dead.
bird.
Yes.
It's a reaper.
I don't know, the parrot can talk to you.
I think the parrot is so cool.
Like, we all seen guide dogs, right? And I love
Right.
dogs.
Right.
Guide parrot, they be like, watch out.
Yeah. The lights red. Stand in the corner. I think it would be so cool.
Somebody just.
So you two would go with a bird?
Yeah,
You two are saying bird.
Yeah.
We're saying dog.
Where's
Yeah.
the word?
I think we'll go with the bird.
Bird's the
Nope.
word.
Somebody just slipped and fell. Should
Do
have
you
seen
guys
it.
know if they're even capable of training a parrot to be a guy?
I don't know. I just found this question and I went with it. I didn't.
She was like, I felt like something and ran with it.
I just, it was a would you rather. All right, let's
Yeah.
go to the next one. So we got
Okay.
2 for the dog, 2 for the parrot. All right. So, would you rather own a Pegasus or a Magic School Bus?
A magic school bus.
Magic school bus.
Yes.
Magic school bus.
I'm with
Definitely.
the Magic School Bus. You know what, though? Wait a minute. I
What?
always wanted a even though Pegasus don't really exist. But a
Right.
horse that could fly, that would be so cool. I think I'm gonna change mine to a Pegasus.
Is a Pegasus? Is that like the unicorn with wings?
It's the unicorn has the horn,
Yeah.
but sometimes they have wings.
The Pegasus is a horse with wings. Pegasus.
It's a horse
Yeah.
with wings, not the unicorn. Unicorns don't usually have wings.
I'm gonna go with the school bus.
Wow.
Yeah.
Give me the school bus.
You know why? Because ain't no
Cause
fun.
you
The
can-
homeless can't have nothing. Everybody can go and got a magic school bus.
Oh yeah, that's so true. That's true. Yeah, I wasn't
That
even
is
thinking.
true.
I wasn't
And if
thinking
I gotta
that.
give
I
a
was
ride to
thinking
one of my friends,
maybe school bus.
if I gotta give a ride to
Yeah.
one of my friends, and they ain't sitting behind me on the horse.
You know, right. That's exactly right. Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we
Like,
all.
no, dog, you got to sit side saddle.
Yeah. So we all. Back to school bus.
I
You
didn't
got
think
it.
about it that way. Some
Like, you got to sit side saddle, dog.
Yeah.
Some people
Yo, that's
like
like
that.
when I see two dudes riding a motorcycle, I be like,
This is a different kind
Okay.
of
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean it's 2021, but my home is gonna have to sit in the other seat. You know what I mean? They're
It's
not
your
gonna
little
be-
side
they're not
car.
gonna
I'm
be
like,
holding
bro,
my
there's
waist-
42 more seats back there.
they're holding my waist like this. Well,
faster, Waddy, faster.
yeah, not gonna do that.
Leslie said hi, guys.
and all like that.
Oh,
That's
What's
hi.
up, Les?
You
Hey,
behind
girl.
you behind the times, Tara. I put it up there already.
What's up, Sheena?
Okay. So we
Oh,
got
my bad.
everybody's going with the
You know
magic
Leslie's my
bus
girl.
except for me. I always got to be the one
Yeah.
that
Totally.
caused the controversy on the show. So I'm gonna go with the Pegasus.
You're going with the Pegasus.
Yes.
Per the use.
Yeah, you know, the magic school bus, more bounce to the ounce. Let's get it.
Here you go.
Yeah, because it can shrink and like go all over the place. So that's cool.
Yeah, the magic school bus can go everywhere.
But I would never have to buy plane tickets again.
Plus, you could hook that joint up.
Wait, but do we have to take the hippie teacher with us though?
Miss Frizzle. That's the teacher.
Probably. She comes with the bus.
I think she makes the magic happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna see how dope she could be. We'll see.
Like this is really going down. Oh, okay, let's move on.
Right. In the meantime, I'm
You
gonna
gotta make a decision. You gotta take all the
things into
information into
consideration.
consideration.
All the things to
Okay.
say.
Exactly.
All
Well,
things
I'm gonna
to
be
say.
on my Pegasus flying next to y'all. I'm gonna
I'm about to
hey.
say we'll toot the horn as we're driving by
Like
you in our bus.
old girl from the Avengers.
Oh yeah, the Valkyrie.
Yep, the Valkyrie. Yep.
Yes.
What? Which one is that?
The female warriors from Asgard.
One
The
that
Valkyrie.
Oh, okay.
Thor
Okay.
film girl, right?
I'm sorry, I'm speaking Marvel.
Yeah, you speaking Marvel. I wouldn't even have known. It's Thor's homegirl. That's all I said.
Yeah.
Thor's homegirl, right.
Listen, it's a Jeopardy question. You gotta know.
You gotta
She's
think.
part of the
Thor's homegirl. Who is Thor's homegirl?
no.
Who is Thor's homegirl? You stupid?
No, it's homegirl.
That's all I know. Right?
The drunk chick.
Right.
She wasn't drunk though. She could drink. She was rarely drunk.
She threw it. She knew how to.
She knew how to do it back.
Mhm.
All right, so where we at now? What's up?
It's now time for the Dear 10-7 portion of the show.
Yes, where we are answering your relationship questions. We are not experts.
And
And
while
don't
we
pretend to
get
be.
together, I just want to put it out there. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/New Twist Radio. That's where you just find all the shows that air here on New Twist Radio. All of our episodes of 10-7, even the ones before we got on video, you get the audio portion there. So definitely go ahead and check all that stuff out. Okay.
Mhm.
Who has the first one? Is it you, Tara?
I take it.
Mr. Turner does.
Oh, okay.
Dear 10-7, one of my best friends is a man I met a few years ago with whom I slowly fell in love. Despite being in our mid-30s, both of us were virgins because of our religious traditions. I was profoundly disoriented when he recently got engaged to another woman after dating her for 2 months. After he became engaged, we had sex. Despite knowing that it was wrong, I think we're both relieved and grateful to have shared this intimate experience before our paths diverged. The fact that we had sex makes it clear that we will have to adopt a disciplined approach to our friendship in the future. The dilemma? My friend had asked me to be his best woman at the wedding, and I agreed. But I feel as though I should pull out in light of the fact that I've slept with the groom. He disagrees, and it might raise some uncomfortable questions for him if I were to drop out. But if his fiance found out that he and I slept together, having me in the wedding pictures would be extremely painful. What should I do? So
first of all, as a man, I'm going to not answer this question.
Why not?
Because I feel like
no, you a part of the show.
Hold on. I will address it. But what I'm saying is, I think that a woman's feelings on this, because like if you were in the bride's position,
right,
you're going to have a whole different perspective on it.
Yeah. As soon as she said I'm in the wedding pictures, I was like, oh Lord.
Exactly. I don't know. You probably didn't see my face.
I know.
Right.
I know. But she would be in the wedding pictures.
She wasn't in the wedding.
Not yet.
No, the wedding is upcoming.
The wedding has not happened yet. So she's saying if she recuses herself, that's going to bring up questions, right? Because this is supposed to be your best friend. You want her to be your woman of honor, whatever the hell it calls from the inside. But if the wife later on down the road finds out, it's too late. She's in y'all's wedding picture. She's in y'all's wedding video. How's that going to make the soon-to-be wife feel knowing that she was in the dark this whole time? Like,
yeah, that's
the best friend, but you.
I would be.
It's kind of like a thing. Like if
it's a slippery slope.
If she drops out, it's like, okay, well, why did she drop out? Then there's a story to tell.
Right.
If you find out, then it's why didn't you tell me? And it's a story to tell. So it's like
if she exactly. No matter which way she leaves, it's going to be like
questions.
What's going on?
Right.
Unless, homie, you find a friend that you ain't seen in a long time, but that was your homie, that was your man's, and you replace her with him. You be like, only reason I asked her because I couldn't get in touch with him, but now I got him.
That will work. That will work. That will work. And
do that.
Make sure that she knows too. But
she was. I'm sure she'd be comfortable with it.
I still feel like all of this
is gonna be the new best man, huh?
I still feel like all of this is gonna come out in the wash eventually, and all of this covering up is just gonna make it worse. Because then what you're not doing is with the bride, when you cover up and do this, you are taking away her ability to choose whether or not she still wants to be with you after this incident.
No, what I'm saying, what Goose is saying is he has removed her and put the guy in.
Right, but what the event still happened though.
Right, but now the girl.
But this is the thing.
But what I'm saying, eventually it's going to come out in the wash.
If it come out 20 years from now, then she make that decision 20 years from now. Right now, we gonna get to the altar, and this is the plan to get there.
I think that's so sneaky.
And she's not in the wedding party or the wedding picture.
I still think that's so sneaky.
All right, so what Tyra is saying that this man should just go to his wife and say, listen here, I banged her. Do you still get married? That's what you're saying he should do?
It's almost like, say, here's a list of the women.
That's the right thing to do. That's the right thing to do.
But that wasn't going to happen.
He's not going to do that. But what I'm saying, either way, he got to prepare himself either way.
That she's going to find out.
We still need to be prepared for this to come out in the wash. Because if homegirl catch feelings, right, which she already has, you know what I mean? So there's always going to be some kind of jealousy. It's already going to be something. And she could get to the point where she be like, I'm just going to tell her, like, yo, that's why I effed your man right before y'all got married. I've seen this. I've seen this happen so many times.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, but then by that time, like, man, there's no word against mine.
I would rather
she propositioned me and I turned it down way back when. But I keep it going.
Here's the thing, though. So, what was he thinking And what was she thinking like when they had sex after he was engaged?
Well, this ain't nothing but brown sugar.
Exactly. Like I said, it's gonna come out in the wash.
Yeah.
It's gonna come out in the wash. And he need to be prepared either way. That's what I'm
So
saying.
you're saying he should tell her whether she's in the wedding or not?
No, what I'm saying, that's the right thing to do.
He needs
but
to
he's
tell
probably
the
not going
bride
to.
to beg.
But what I'm saying is, when it come out in the wash, it's going to look even worse because you covered it up. What I would suggest is that they postpone the wedding. You know what I mean? Go to therapy and decide, because you take away my choice.
Hold
No.
on, wait a minute.
You
Hold
take
on.
Go
away
your
my
homie, ask him to be the best man.
Hold on. Why do they need to go to therapy now?
When she don't know nothing.
When she doesn't even know anything right now.
Because you coming in hiding. You coming in with a secret. You already starting off
But
wrong.
we know where Tyra sit with this, because if you tell a fib about your shoe size, she ready to divorce you. So we know the side that she believes.
Just
That's
spend
not
a
true.
lot
But what I'm saying, this is what I'm
So we
saying.
already know.
Hear me out. This is what I'm saying. When you
I'm
do that,
You're out.
and I understand why he's doing what he's doing. You know, I understand from men, oh, it's just sex. It didn't mean nothing, blah, blah, blah. All that's good. But what I'm saying is, when you cover things up like that and we're getting ready to get married, you remove my ability to make a choice. You don't let me choose if this is what I want to be. This is who I want to be with for the rest of my life. You took away my choice.
Yeah.
Right.
That's selfish.
But if you don't know you have a choice, you haven't lost anything.
You still took it. No, you still took it. That's how you thinking. That's how people think. You're the offender. The offender thinks that way. But you're starting the marriage off completely wrong.
What's the lie?
And it's going to always be.
Let's break it down.
It's a lie of omission.
It's a lie of omission.
Say nothing that it's not a lie.
It's a lie of omission. I don't even know why we talking about this, because obviously he's not going to tell her because she mentioned it in the letter.
But what I'm telling, he's not going to tell her, but it's going to come out in the wash, and it's going to be worse.
And then they'll deal with it when he comes out.
Because of what he did. Exactly.
First of all, he's stupid for asking you to be the best woman.
And this is
that wasn't true, right?
And and this is the other thing. We don't know that we're hearing it from the jump off standpoint. We don't know his angle.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? We don't know. His fiance might have her own baggage, and he just wanted to see if this work out before he messed with her.
Really? Is that what your thought process was?
It's a lot of things that can go down.
It could be that. You
dig what I'm saying? Because this is the thing. We only get one aspect of the story. You dig what I'm saying? And y'all crucifying this man.
I'm not crucifying him.
I'm not crucifying him.
I'm not crucifying him, but the truth is the truth, and the truth hurt, and y'all don't like it. But the truth is the truth.
I understand. I understand exactly what you're saying, but that world you live in does not exist for a lot of people. So it's no even bringing that world up.
Okay.
You dig what I'm saying?
So let me give me a real quick.
But suppose it doesn't. Suppose it doesn't.
People have found out things after people
suppose
dead. Whether you're dead or not, it's gonna come out eventually.
But if I'm dead, who cares? I'm dead.
Okay. What is Leslie saying? Why did they choose to lose their virginity? Sorry.
To each other.
I'm not sure if they lost their virginity to each other.
They did.
They did.
Mm-hmm.
I know they had.
They were both virgins in their 30s.
They were both virgins when they were together.
So, but this is the thing. We don't know. He could be gassing her the whole time.
The friend or the wife?
The dude that she liked.
So you're saying that
I mean, it's a possibility that he's not a virgin.
Gassing the best woman.
Yeah. We don't know.
You're right. We don't know. We're not going to know.
Yeah, I know it's deception.
But if I were you, young lady who wrote this letter into us, we're not experts. But if I were you, I would try to recuse myself any kind of way. Say you can't afford it.
Yeah.
Something else else came up that weekend, I wouldn't be in it because I feel like it's
so why shouldn't she tell him?
Tell the wife?
Yeah.
No, that's not her place.
Oh, okay.
That's not her place to say that.
But the wife should know. So now it's the fiance.
No,
but listen,
it's his responsibility to say.
I'm sorry. So now is the fiance robbing now is the girlfriend robbing the fiance of the choice whether she want to marry this dude or not, because technically they're guilty of the same thing.
They are guilty of the same thing, but she, as his friend,
she still has the same information.
She does not owe that woman anything.
She
owes her nothing.
Him
as her soon-to-be husband is the one that she say something. Now, if he doesn't, that's on him.
Let me ask you a question then. You, right, being a straight man, right? Because this situation can go a lot of ways. Now, say you was married and you found out 20-something years later that your wife was born a man. But they like, oh, well, it happened, 20-something years before we got married. It is the same thing. It is the same thing because you robbed of your choice. You are robbed of your choice. It's the same thing.
Not the same thing.
It's omission.
No. But see, no, because of this. Okay, so she's married this man, and she's been robbed of the choice of whether she wants to marry a person who cheats or not. Right?
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
So if a person who was born a man and is transgendered into a woman and marries a heterosexual male and doesn't tell him, to me, you're making this man gay. You're making this man something that he's not.
You're doing the same thing with your wife. You making her be in a marriage with somebody who could potentially cheat again.
But this is the thing.
It's the same thing.
You see, you trying to put it's different levels. It's not the same level.
Omission is omission. It's no levels of omission. Either you tell or you don't.
All right, you're right.
Omission is a lie.
You're right. It is. You're right.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just giving you a different scenario.
But it is. But what I'm saying is
a little bit different because I feel like when we talk about
how is it the same thing? How? Because
it's omission. It's omission.
Because she agreed to marry him based off what she sees, and as long as she continues to see that, then that's the dude that she's married, and thus some outside force acts upon that.
Okay, so we need to wrap this up. We're going too far with this. Okay, so I will say to you, we're never going to agree on this. But if I were you, young lady who wrote this letter to us, I would recuse myself by hook or crook. Recuse yourself. Whatever you have to say, I can't do it. I can't be in it. Come, just get out of it. You know what I mean? And then whatever he decides to do with her, that's on him. You don't have a nickel in that time. Get out of it. That's it. We need to move on. Justin, you want to read the second one?
He should not say anything to the fiance.
Absolutely not. That's not her place to say anything.
It's going to be received a whole different way.
And I agree with
Yes, it will be. Yes, it will be.
However,
I agree with
it might work out in his favor if she did. Just saying. I don't know how these people are. I'm just saying.
How would it work out?
All right. Okay. Justin, let's
but I'm just saying. It can, because I know people like that. Anyway, y'all ready for this next one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hold up. James saying that this is better than the Canelo fight last night.
Listen, you know me and Goose are gonna have it out. I love him.
Me and Justin just be sitting here like, are they almost done? Are they almost done? That's what happens when you put cousins on the same show.
All right, here we go. Here's 7. I've been married for 14 years now, and we have 3 kids. My husband is constantly wanting me all to himself. Whenever I make friends and we try to hang out, he has an issue with it. He makes mean comments about me caring about my friendship more than my family. He thinks that once you get married, you no longer need friends and everything should be about him and the kids. I need personal time, and I believe it's healthy to have different friends. How can I help him understand this, or is this marriage doomed?
Yes.
Now, this is somewhat similar to one that we read a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Where they moved to a different area and had to get new friends, in a sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This one is like, I have friends and he doesn't like me to be. Listen, if any of Tyra's friends are watching right now,
They are.
Please hang out with her. I'm cool with it. I'm not saying it like that. I'm just saying.
Get rid of
I know it came out wrong, but I'm just saying I'm cool with it. I can hang out.
Please take my leper wife.
No problem with it.
That's how my wife is my friend.
Hear me talking about you don't need to be hanging out with her. Unless y'all
Yeah, please take him out.
Yes, I want you to go. I say that all the time. Go out.
Yes.
Well,
Jay was saying, come get your friend, take him out.
Hey, China tries to sell me off every chance she gets any.
I don't try to sell you off, but you do.
She will yell out, I got a husband for sale anytime.
You should go out. You should go out and do stuff with your friends. Too much time together is kill me, okay? Like, please go out and do stuff with your friends.
So this is real advice for the letter writer. Express yourself, respectfully have a conversation with your husband and tell him that you're not going to stop seeing your friends. And put the ball in his court. Be like, listen, dog, I'm not doing anything wrong. So I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing. You don't like it? Chuck up your deuces.
She's not going to do that. I'm sure she's not going to.
No, I'm not saying to say that to him, but I'm saying either he's going to learn to live with it and accept it, or he's going to bounce.
Yeah. And in which case, that's pretty silly. You're going to end a whole marriage, sir, because your wife wants to go to girls' night at Chili's with her girlfriends. Like, she'll be home in a couple
Listen, bro. Let me say something.
Read a book, clean the house, do something else. She'll be back.
Let me say something to you, bro. Let me say something to you. And I'm not saying I'm speaking from experience, but let me tell you something. Let your lady go out on a ladies' night. Let her go.
Yeah.
It's going to be better for you when she gets home. Just saying.
You know what?
It's going to work out in your favor.
I get a lot of stuff done when I'm home by myself.
Yes.
Chores and stuff. Like, I'm able just to do it without, what about that? Did you see that? And why is that? And
I don't do that. I don't know what you're talking about.
So I'm just able to get the project completed. So there you go. You could get some, you could redo the whole kitchen while she out and all of that kind of stuff. You dig what I'm saying? Then that will work in your favor too.
Some men know I
did that one time, and I can't find nothing no more.
I think some men are like insecure for no reason. Like the wife has never given them a reason to think that she's doing anything nefarious. They just can't handle her not. It's more like a control thing to me. When I hear
either control or like a issue with some of the things you've done in your past, and so you know what I mean, you might have to work on you. You know what I mean? Sometimes, if you've done some things in your past and you kind of see, your wife, or you kind of, you know what I mean, you'll subject those things onto your wife, even though that's not what she's doing. That's just like when women treat their new man the way they treat their old man, and he like, I'm not him.
Been there.
You know what I mean?
Wait, no,
right. So it could be either he got trust issues.
Dealing with dudes that's not good for him. When they find a good dude, they treat him the same way she was treating the dude that wasn't good for him.
Exactly.
Most dudes ain't good.
And he could, or maybe he had an ex-girlfriend who, cheated on him and did him real dirty, and he not, you know what I mean? He not over there yet, and so he's trying to protect himself from that, by forbidding his wife to go out. It could be so many things. We got a
Justin, you see what Jay said?
So everyone needs personal time, but still want to feel like the main priority. So balance is the key. Absolutely.
Definitely.
So,
so before you go out with your friends, you make sure dinner is done if he can't cook. You know what I'm saying? So that, like, all of that stuff matters.
The kids are taken care of and squared away and blah, blah, blah. I mean, I don't think your marriage is doomed, but you definitely need to have a conversation. Like, it's not okay that you feel some type of way every time I want to see my friends. Like, that's not cool.
Yeah.
Right.
No, if you're not bringing her dumb food into the house.
Hey, are we going to have this conversation?
I'm just making a statement.
Or maybe her friends are still having a hot girl summer.
It could be that too.
It's quite possible.
If her friend may be whores.
I wasn't going to say
friends may be whores.
Exactly.
That's where he goes. Her friends may be whores. That doesn't make her a whore.
You're right, it doesn't. But
whores stick
birds
together.
of a feather.
Wait, okay, all right, Justin, can we?
You ever seen pictures of eagles hanging out?
Oh my God, Justin.
Oh Lord.
Hey,
Yeah,
welcome to the
I'm
show,
sorry.
Justin. What's happening?
I'm over here cheating, y'all. I'm trying to find my final thought right now.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. We over here cheating. That's all right. Well, there we go for our what was it? Dear 10-7 letters. We're gonna get into our next topic. A pretty hot topic that was going around this week. Tara, you want to go ahead? You did a lot of research on this.
Thank you, bro.
So, Jay, don't encourage him. So anyway, so
No encouragement needed. I make it all up right here.
So of course we all know for like the past 20 plus years, Will and Jada, it's been like, suspected that they have an open marriage and blah blah blah.
You talking about this?
Well, now we know.
Well, okay, so because something
That it was
like,
wide
legitimately, I've seen Red Table Talk, I think 1 or 2 times. Cute concept, like I like it. I know she has like a good following and whatever, but she's still talking. Like, here's my thing. Why you're a celebrity? I kind of feel like, why are you putting your love life? What happens when the bedroom with your husband all out for the masses, right? Like, am I wrong?
Some people are like that.
I'll tell you exactly why she's putting it out there.
Tell me why.
For these and for these, it equals these.
Oh yeah.
Oh, well then maybe we should start putting some stuff out. Maybe we can get some money. Pornhub. No, okay.
No.
I got mask in my drawer.
I'd have to cover up all my tattoos because everybody knows my tattoos. I'd have to cover them up.
Get some concealer.
Is that Ghost and Tara? Anyway.
Next video.
You
Right.
wait. People be like, "Yup, you heard they moving though, right?"
Right.
So anyway,
Moving
so
on
allegedly,
Oh, I'm sorry.
I think like what she said on the Red Table Talk with Gwyneth Paltrow, because so Gwyneth Paltrow is a newlywed and Jada Pinkett's mom is a newlywed. So they were talking about how like great their sex life is, and then Jada made a comment like, "Oh, we've been doing this 26 years," and I think it was misconstrued. Like somebody took it and ran with it that she was saying that he wasn't a good lover when those were not her actual words. So I think she kind of like tried to backtrack a little bit. So from what I read, it says Jada Pinkett Smith said she and Will never had an issue in the bedroom after suggesting that she finds it hard for them to maintain a healthy sex life a month after his comments confirming they have an open marriage.
How is it hard to have a healthy sex life?
I think what she means is like the excitement of it all. Like it's like after 20 years, how many ways can you do doggy style? You know what I mean? I don't think she meant like she doesn't enjoy sex with her husband. I just think she just meant like, you know what I mean? It is what it is.
I have a question about.
Yeah, I agree. Yes, please ask your question.
Jada thinks I grew up in an era where celebrities were a mystery, and now we just know way too much about them. Your bedroom is your business, and if you open it up for discussion, people going to talk.
Amen. Yep.
Exactly.
Just a few months ago,
and like people like
just a few months ago, we were talking about an entanglement, right?
Right.
So help me to understand, if anybody can, how we went from entanglement to open relationship. Like, is it an open relationship? Well, because if it's an open relationship, was it really an entanglement?
Exactly, and that's what I don't think.
Was it really an entanglement?
Exactly, because it was rumored for years that there was.
So
I know I've heard it.
It's been rumored for years that they were in an open relationship. That because they even went and spoke to Ruby D and Ozzy Davis.
Yeah,
allegedly
to get their aspect and opinion on the whole. Because allegedly they had an open relationship also.
Right. So according to, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I'm not condoning open marriage before I say my piece, but I think what people got to understand is when you're a celebrity at the level of celebrity as these people are. I remember hearing a famous radio host. I'm not say that there are some women and men who are bold enough to get like they'll come to your show and then they'll throw their panties on the stage.
Yeah,
And then some women are bold enough to make it backstage. And then some of them are bold enough to find out where your hotel room is.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes, we always talk about boundaries. It takes a very strong person, male or female, to be able to, whether you're married or not, to have this constant pressure. It's constant for them. There's never a break of women saying, I want to do you. There's never a break. It's constant. So I kind of understand why a lot of people.
It sounds like my life today, but I say no all the time.
No, but what imagine. Okay, so exactly. Say, all right. When this show blows up, imagine the amount of panty draws that's going to be thrown your way, and then especially, and let me give you some
as long as
insight.
you throwing them first, babe. I'm all right.
For some women, right, when they see that you are able to commit and be a good man, that's a turn on. You don't have to do nothing else. That's why people like married men, because they see that you already have the mind and the ability to commit. That is a lot of pressure for anybody, male or female, to have to deal with on a constant basis. And I think that's the reason why so many celebrities have open marriages, because it's like, what are we going to do? We're not together all the time. I'm talking women all over the world. I'm not just talking about, I'm talking about women all over the world. Can you imagine
if that's your
that?
reason, that's a cop-out.
I
That's
don't
the
think
easy way out.
No,
to go through with it.
Yo, if it's your reason that we're celebrities and people want to sleep with us all the time, so why don't we just have an open relationship?
Yeah,
so we don't have to worry about it.
Totally is, because
that is lazy ass way to fix the problem.
There are people that
I believe you, but I'm saying I can understand why
they have an open relationship. So
right, I can understand why they would do that. You know what I mean? I can understand why, like, because you're away from your spouse for sometimes months on end. You could be shooting a movie somewhere in Australia. You know what I mean? It is your way for a lot. And I'm not excusing it. I'm not condoning it. But I can understand why they choose
like I
to
said,
do
if that's your reason for
doesn't
doing
make
it,
right.
I think it's dumb.
So can I just say something? So Will did an interview with GQ magazine, and one of the things that he said, and I quote, Jada never believed in conventional marriage. I don't know how she grew up, but it says he said Jada had family members that had unconventional relationships. So she grew up in a way that was very different from how I grew up. Because I think his mother and father were married. Mm-hmm. I know Jada was born out of wedlock, so I don't think she knows who her bio dad is. So growing up, she probably saw relationships that weren't traditional mom and dad in the household, or, dad had a revolving door of women or something like that. That's quite possible. So maybe for her, that is her normal, right? So then if that's the case, why would you, if that's what you think is normal, and you can't commit to one dude, why would you try? Like, if it's not everybody is meant to be monogamous. And I still go back to humans aren't meant to be monogamous.
So this is my thing. So we all have a norm, but we all know that our norm isn't the only norm.
That's right. Right. Everybody has their own norm.
So if her norm was different than his norm, then that's something that should have been discussed before they wed.
And I think it probably was, because for many years, according to Will, they were monogamous. So
it seems like she tried to conform with his norm, but then they would flip flop.
Then
he would try to conform with her norm.
I'm sure that has a great deal to do with it.
Well,
I'm sure it does.
I want to try it. I want to be famous. Let me see, damn it.
I mean, like, even if you like locally famous, it's hard. But for you to be an international famous worldwide, I mean, I commend relationships that have been able to stay monogamous through that type of fame. You know what I mean? It's like I said, you never know how you're going to respond to a situation until you're in it. And I can't imagine like the pressure that both of them are under.
Yo, could you imagine the chick throwing the drawers to you? She's like half Puerto Rican, half Samoan, but she's from France by way of Nigeria.
That means she got a big booty and
I'm sorry,
baby
what?
with the good hair. Is that what you're saying?
I'm just saying.
I don't know. Let's just
I'm just saying.
Oh, wait.
crazy. What comment?
Jay Hussein said, "Truth is, Will is not Jada's type, but he was what she needed at the time.
Yeah.
He gave her security and family. She wants a bad boy and to be a freak, y'all."
I mean,
Hence
that's
the conversation that you and I had the other day, Tyra.
Yes.
He's an actor.
I
He can be
personally
anybody that you want him to
Listen,
be.
here's
Pac
the thing.
ain't
Yo,
never
listen,
got
we know he could be Muhammad Ali.
No. Will is safe. Will is the safe dude. Will is the dude you take home to meet your parents. Will ain't the dude that's blowing your back out behind closed doors. Will is not that dude. He's not that dude. Will
Right,
Will
exactly.
is the
But he
choice.
was that dude when they met. He was the parents just don't understand. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Bubblegum Will.
But he
Don't
wasn't
curse in
Pac.
my rhymes.
I
You know what I'm saying?
think he wasn't laying
He
the pipe.
wasn't
When
big
she
guy
wanted
to
the
be
pipe to be
down,
laid.
baby dollar, you down. I get
Bottom
that.
line. That's
What you
the
say,
bottom
Sarah?
line. He wasn't laying the pipe the way she want the pipe to be laid. And I'm not saying that Tupac did, but maybe Tupac did. I mean, they
really
did.
think- Yeah. I don't know.
But after all this time, she'd be like, no, don't do it like that. Do it like this.
But he might not be able to do it like that. It might not be in him to do it like that.
Dig
What if
this.
he's dealing with a
Dig
erectile
this.
dysfunction?
If I was a multimillionaire, like I spent every dime I had to be able to do it like that.
Some people can't.
What if he has
baby.
erectile dysfunction?
I'd be like, listen,
No.
listen, man.
Pineapples. No.
Pump it up.
No. I think legitimately she probably loves him. And like I said, he's safe. He's a good provider. He's a good father. She'd be a fool to leave that man. But he's not giving her, he's not laying the pipe the way she wants.
That's not what she's saying. So.
And all that.
Right. So we'll say it again, Justin. I didn't hear you.
I said we're assuming all that too. We don't know if he's really a good dad and a good provider. I mean, I guess if you make multi-millions of dollars, you should be providing.
First of all, he raised a son who wore a white Batman costume to somebody's wedding.
A
That was
white
his
Batman
personal
costume?
Yeah. So
Wait, what?
what's the name?
That's
Jaden
Batman's
wore a white
alternative
Batman
version.
costume to Kanye and old girl's wedding.
Well, we know that the children came out a little eclectic. They did. They're a little
They
bit of
didn't
an
come out
eclectic
that
bunch.
way.
Well, you know, there was a post by Will Smith out last week, a couple weeks ago, that made sense to me.
What is that?
You know, Will's from Philly, Jada's from Baltimore.
Yeah.
So you kind of
She is from Baltimore.
the kids are from LA.
Exactly.
They're going to be different. They're West Coast kids, they're LA kids. If they like, we kind of look at them like, yeah, they from Philly too, but they're not. They're not from Philly.
I never looked at them like that.
No.
No, I'm just saying, like, if you will, and like, if let's say y'all had a kid here, right? But let's say y'all from Philly, y'all moved to Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
Automatically in your head, you're like, yeah, my kids are from Philly, but no, they're not. They're from Detroit. So they grew up in the LA style. They grew up with and I'm not saying LA is weird because I've only been there once, but we tend to see a lot of weirder things coming out of LA, right? A lot of when it comes to the famous people. Oh, I'm about to knock some stuff over. But so what I'm saying is, he wearing a white Batman costume. That's just a Batman alternative jersey. That's like the Sixers wearing all black or something.
I don't know.
But Justin, I think you're right. You may be on
To a wedding?
because when like celebrities who live in New York, they're just
Yeah.
normal every day. I'm on a sub. You know what I mean? Like celebrities who live in Hollywood, it's almost like they drink the Kool-Aid. I don't get it. So whatever. Please read that last comment that wasn't me.
Or she has always been a smut and tried to turn her into something she could never be. Leave Will alone. # leave Will alone.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know what she was.
That's a possibility.
That's That's a possibility.
I don't know either, but I think we need to move Justin a little bit. So, well, at the end of the interview, let me just tell you guys, at the end of the interview that Will did with GQ, he said, what happened to make each other happy? He explained, we agreed that she had to make herself happy and I had to make myself happy. And then we were going to present ourselves back to the relationship already happy versus demanding the other person fill our empty cup. What? What does that even mean?
No, so what he was saying is that he can't rely on the actions of his wife to make him happy. He has to go out and do things on his own to fulfill himself, to make him happy. And then when he enters the relationship happy because he knows himself and he's just happy. So that's what he's saying. But what they have to try to do is, he's happy here, she's happy here. They have to try to come together and support each other's happiness. You don't have to look at another person to make you happy, but that person should support your happiness.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
Okay.
I agree. I don't think your spouse should be responsible for your happiness, but I also don't think that your spouse should be the cause of your unhappiness.
It's funny. Tyra,
exactly.
Years before Tyra and I were even dating, I used to, because Tyra used to ask me when I was getting married, and sometimes my answer would be, I don't want to get married because I don't want to be responsible for somebody else's happiness. Like I guess that was my excuse at the time. Mm-hmm. And then she would come back with, you can't be responsible. You're not responsible for somebody else's happiness. And I couldn't. Really,
you can be responsible for somebody's unhappiness.
Exactly. You can be responsible for their unhappiness, but their happiness, even if you're married, like you're not responsible for that. She got to find
what she just like I said with the 10-7 letter. I was like, if you're going out with your friends, you enjoy it, it makes you happy, tell them, I'm not doing anything wrong. This is what I'm doing.
Right.
It makes me happy, and you go ahead and do it. See, so now as a spouse, he should have a decent attitude about it and support her going out with her friends because it makes her happy.
Right.
I agree with that. As long as what you're doing, that the things that make you happy are not making your spouse unhappy. And I think that's what happened. They went off to make themselves happy, but what they were doing was making the marriage unhappy. You know what I mean? Because of the whole openness. You know what I mean? I think they thought that was the key, and it really wasn't.
And to bring their celebrity back into it, you don't even know how much time they had to dedicate to their relationship.
Exactly.
Because they are celebrities.
That's what I'm saying.
So they're shooting movies. At one point in time, she had a rock band. You know what I mean? So it's
really?
So stuff is always going on. So did they have the time to dedicate to their relationship?
Right.
I agree 100% because I think the two never became one because they were always so busy. You know what I mean? So it's a very fine line, and it's a delicate balancing act. You know what I mean? Because they were both doing what made themselves happy, but they never got a chance for the two to become one. That never happened.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. All right, so you want to move on then to I don't know. We're like 48 in.
Yeah, so we like 48 in, but we can just go ahead.
Do we have the 6 things?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I can just read through it real quick. So basically, from this whole thing with Will and Jada, we discussed like ways to spice up your sex life. If you have a humdrum sex life. Okay. So if you've been married for years or more than a few years, chances are you and your mate have fallen into a routine. So according to Rachel Needle, who's a clinical psychologist and a sex therapist, she says that sex is an aerobic activity, which means it can boost your heart health. So you should have sex every day. One energetic act of intercourse.
Tell your girlfriends.
Their
husbands will appreciate it.
Burns 180 calories, which, believe it or not, is the equivalent of 20 minutes of gentle jogging. So we should just have sex instead of going hiking.
I
Okay,
told you.
okay,
Would you like to
okay.
join
Then I'll
me
go hiking.
on a gentle jog? That's gonna be what I'm calling it next. A gentle jog.
Gentle jog, yeah.
Yes.
Sex can also boost your mood. Well, we all know that because sex releases
Releases
endorphins.
Yes.
Plus, the hormones released during sex may lower depression and anxiety. Look at
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
So, all right.
Sex is healthy.
Sex is healthy. Sex is natural. Sex is fun. And sex is best when
When
it's
it's
one on
one.
one. Right.
Yeah.
So, they don't get it. They don't get it. They never get our jokes, these two, especially
I
Justin. He's
did.
probably watching a football game. All right. I know you did. Justin's like just somber face. All right. So, okay. How can we keep our sex lives spicy? Make the time and show some effort. Set aside time for just the two of you. Don't talk about work or money or kids. Be silly and flirty and have fun together. Don't be shy. So, according to this, we're all mature adults. I'm not very mature, but we're all mature adults.
Depends on the subject.
We all, yeah, depends on the subject, but I do giggle when I talk about sex. We all have a vagina or a penis. They look how they look and they do what they do. So learn to love yourself and your body and own what you've got. Confidence is incredibly sexy.
Exactly.
It is. It is.
I like that. I like the what is it? Full Metal Jacket perspective.
What's the Full Metal Jacket?
This is my penis. I have many.
You have one.
No, I have one. There are many like it. This is mine.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I was about to be like, what?
Okay. I'm like, what is going on here? You have many holes.
I was like, pineapples. All right.
Like, I don't want to see. I don't want to picture that.
Try new things, such as a new position that you aren't used to. What year was this article written? Like, who hasn't tried new things? Yes, being on top or doggy style can be fun, or a new place, like your car. See, we stopped having sex in the car once we bought a house. But anyway, I digress.
I be trying to do it still. She be
He
like,
does. I'd be like, babe, let's just be in your car on the way home
why
from
tint
date
your
night.
windows? That's the purpose.
Well, yes.
And then you're going to mess around
This is your
busting me
partner.
all up.
Okay. Next day, be like, oh, my back hurts.
My knee hurt then.
It's all worth it.
This is your this is your partner, so don't be nervous to try something new and different. Warm up a bit. Foreplay is not overrated, men. Foreplay is not overrated. Even if it just means you cuddle and talk a little bit before you fool around. Something as simple as good communication will keep you mentally connected at a minimum. Go away often. Whether it's just a weekend road trip or a week away for a special birthday or anniversary, make time at least twice a year, when we're not in a pandemic, to rediscover yourselves. This is the most important thing a couple can do to stay connected. I agree.
And you know what? Like, even if you can't afford to go away, you can stay local.
At a hotel.
You dig what I'm saying?
Same.
Because the way I look at it is, if I go to a hotel room and I don't turn on the TV, I could be anywhere.
Sure. It's true. You're right.
The TV is the only thing that'll anchor me to Philadelphia or wherever I'm staying.
Yep.
Other than that, in my head, I'm in the hotel room in Hawaii, wherever.
Okay. And so lastly, stay committed. What?
I was gonna say if Tyra
What,
and
Justin?
if Tyra and I were to cuddle and talk, one of us gonna be sleeping in like 5-10 minutes.
That'll be me. I'll be knocked out. Yeah, that'll be me. Stay committed to your sex life and talk about it. It's okay to get off track every once in a while. Obviously, we are raging in the bedroom when one of us is under the weather. The stresses of work and raising children can oftentimes get in the way. However, such is life. And what is important is that you recognize those lulls. Every relationship has ebbs and flows. Communicate well to stay mentally connected and return back to your efforts to keep the orgasms flowing. And who doesn't love a good orgasm? Right. That's it.
Oh, ski.
I was gonna say, like, we have some people watching the show that have been married for a couple of years. So if you guys don't mind going ahead and putting some comments in on what y'all do to keep it spicy, the one thing I could say is just you got to make it a priority. If y'all both not working on making it a priority, then this eventually in marriage is going to be some lag because life happens. You know, life happens. You got kids, you get into your routine, but you have to make sex a priority. It has to be a priority. And ladies, don't forget about the Coplins. We talked about this a couple of shows
We have
ago.
talked about it.
Now, if your man ain't doing
Witchcraft.
something,
Yes.
okay, there's a
We
thing.
talking about some voodoo stuff.
It has nothing to do with voodoo. It's a natural thing. It's
And it's all
natural.
scientifically based. Okay, get them Coplins going, and then maybe he'll clean something or do something. He'll do
Get
what you
the
want.
Coplins going, ladies.
Get them
Remember the
Coplins going.
Coplin.
Look, we had a comment when we were talking about Will and Jada, and it's a long comment, so I didn't want it to go unseen, so I wanted to put it in there. Jay Hussein said this is the true epitome of not looking up, not looking up.
Epitome.
Absolutely.
Epitome. I said epitome.
Epitome.
No, it's epitome.
It's a
It's a
epitome.
I said epitome.
Oh,
It's epitome. I always do
okay.
that. And it's recorded now, so I can't even.
Mhm.
People used to hold them to this high standard of black love. Nah, they regular behind people with problems. They just rich, so they extra.
Yep.
Exactly.
agree.
Yep.
I
Well
agree.
said, Jay. Well said.
Exactly.
I agree.
Yep.
I agree.
Totally.
So y'all get to
Totally.
do some gentle jogging tonight.
Or some rough jogging.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. So, Jill jogging her? Little, maybe little.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh Lord,
Exactly.
really though with the face? Oh Lord. Okay. All right, y'all.
Listen,
we
y'all
have-
know we were. You know we go in the
Keep y'all
bedroom.
phones out the room. Keep y'all phones out of the room. I don't want
Keep
no-
our phones out.
No, just don't record anything and upload it to New Twist Radio's YouTube page. We'll just make sure we don't do that.
Oh,
Lord,
Lord.
yeah, please don't do that.
We're gonna get fined by FCC.
Sheesh, that would be bad.
We're gonna get fined.
That's all I had.
Final thoughts.
Final thoughts.
I don't know.
Who got one?
So this is my final thought. So we all work or have jobs or whatever, and so one of the catchphrases that's going around on these jobs is self-care. Especially during the time of the pandemic, jobs talking about make sure you take care of yourselves, make self-care a priority.
Like they care.
Right. But what I'm here to tell you guys is to do it. And when I say self-care, I don't just mean going to get your nails done, going to get your hair done. I mean doing something that's meaningful to you, doing something that is going to just take you away for a split second from all the problems that you got, from things that you're thinking about. You dig what I'm saying? And that's what they mean self-care. Giving your mind a break from the pressures of the day-to-day life. And that's what they talk about with self-care. So when you do it, make sure it's meaningful. All right?
Well said, dear.
Absolutely.
I need to work on that.
Absolutely.
My final thought.
Excuse me.
Everyone, especially black men, who has pants with pockets are not armed. End of the story. If you watch the Ahmaud Arbery case, the lawyer for the three gentlemen had said that they assumed that Ahmaud Arbery was armed because he had pants on with pockets in them. Last I checked, everyone who makes pants, even for a suit, has pockets. So if that's the case, then we all armed. That kind of got my blood boiling. Pants with pockets.
And be careful, ladies. They
Yeah.
dresses with pockets.
Yeah, but
Right,
see, that's the
dresses
sad
have
thing.
pockets too. So we all
See, that's the
armed.
sad thing. I mean, that's just some
Right.
foolishness that was said. But
Right.
the sad part is that these attorneys will say anything and try to get you to believe anything just to get their
Yep.
clients off. And
Yep.
that's what we're running into. Like, really? We thought he was armed because his pants had pockets?
Yeah.
Really?
The judge
That's
should have
all-
dismissed the
out
case
of
right then and there. I
all-
was like, this, miss, go home.
Right. Out of all the things,
Like, no, we're going to take a break because you dumb.
right? All these years of schooling you went through, all this money you might still be paying for that degree, and that's the best answer you could come up with. Y'all need to see through that right there. Y'all need to see because they have no other excuse. There was so much that I found out that I didn't know. Like they knew of him like 12 days before the incident. He had been identified on videotape, and the owner of the home said that he didn't take anything. He suspected the Caucasian couple that was coming in his house to be taking things. So this is going to get real deep. It is traumatizing to watch, but I'm watching. You got to watch it because
how many times have we seen that happen?
Right.
No,
So,
I watched the Chauvin
final
joint,
thought.
and I thought it was
Every
killing.
black man that has pants with pockets is not armed. They're not a criminal.
Yep.
I am most of the time.
All right. So my final thought is, behind every successful man is his woman. Behind the fall of a successful man is usually another woman.
That was prophetic to you, huh?
No. It wasn't.
You gave it 2 hymns.
Right?
Well, I mean, if you think about history, it's kind of true.
Yeah.
Samson and Delilah. I'm just saying.
Y'all, you love to have some attitude, like every stupid man, every dumb man.
Well,
There you go.
All right,
most
who's
men
next?
turn like
We need some attitude to
most-
separate
most
cats.
men's brains turn into spaghetti when you're.
I'm going to put this up there. Jay Hussein put a final thought in for us. It said, if their absence brings you peace, then you didn't lose them. Hashtag put yourself first.
Right.
Great show.
That's right.
Yes.
There it is.
Thank you, Jay.
Absolutely.
Like, yo, dog, where's your girl? Who?
Right. My final thought comes from it's a quote from a great wise man who once said, "Beauty may only be skin deep, but ugly goes straight to the bone."
Amen. Who
True.
said that?
Red
Is
Fox.
that Samuel L. Jackson?
Red Fox.
Red Fox.
That is so true. Ugly is straight to the bone.
Yeah.
I
You know
don't care
why?
how
Because
pretty you are.
there are pretty people who are ugly. Their attitude
Oh, absolutely.
and their
Yep,
outlook on
their
life just
attitude.
makes them very unattractive. You be like, if you had a better outlook on life, I would bang you.
Oh.
But you're ugly. Even though you funny.
I was banging. That's what we get for
Yeah.
having a good outlook on life.
Personality ugly as hell.
Yep.
Well, we're gonna wrap it up for the for this episode of the 10-7 show. Remember to check out the 10-7 show over on our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/New Twist Radio. Make sure you subscribe, comment, thumbs up, share all the stuff that all them YouTubers ask you to do. Do it for us too.
Yeah.
All right, but definitely share it. Definitely give us a thumbs up because it really helps us out. Check us out every Sunday night live here on New Twist Radio's YouTube channel. Also, go ahead and join the Facebook group. There's a whole bunch of people joining the Facebook group.
Yeah, we got like almost 1,000 people. Keep it up, y'all.
If you're in the Facebook group and you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, then do it.
Please.
Do it, because you're missing out. I'm telling you right now, you're missing out on some things. Anything I'm missing out on?
I don't think so. No.
I'll remember like 9:00 tonight. So
Once we're off the air.
once we're all going. But like I said, appreciate y'all for checking us out, and we will talk to y'all next time, which I believe is next week, right?
Next
Yep.
week.
7 days from now.
That's the plan.
God bless.
All right. Appreciate y'all. We'll talk to y'all next week. We out of here.
All right, y'all. Peace.
Peace.
Have a good week.